Welcome to AG Two Wheels Motorcycle Leering School. Come leer with me. This video is part 1 of a 69-part series where I dive deep into the annals of motorcycle theory and then try and indoctrinate you guys with some of my own opinions. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about what I believe is the #1 motorcycle safety device that everybody should have. And that device is the Guardian Bell. No, I'm just playing. The #1 safety device, I believe, is this guy right here. I'm actually not talking about the helmet, though you should definitely wear one when you ride unless you're regarded. I'm actually talking about what's rattling around inside the helmet, your brain. Now I know not everybody has one of those, but I would assume if you're here watching, it means you made the decision to jump into the awesome world of motorcycles, and that would suggest you have at least a partially functioning brain. And if you're not using that brain while you're riding motorcycles, you should start. Your ability to look out for yourself, think ahead, and ride defensively will be the #1 factor in ensuring you arrive to your destination safely. On a motorcycle, you have to look out for yourself because, quite frankly, nobody else will. Some riders think that they are invincible on the road, but just because your bike is the coolest, the fastest, or the loudest vehicle on the road at the moment doesn't mean that you're invincible. All it takes is one small mistake, one failure to anticipate something, or one moment where you blindly assume that a cager or driver is going to do the right thing, and you assume that they're going to see you, and it could mean you're going down. And it doesn't matter how long you've been riding or how much gear you have on. If you go down on your bike, if you get hit, it is going to suck. But an accident and an injury just being inevitable isn't the case either. How you choose to ride and approach motorcycling is going to be the #1 factor in ensuring you stay safe on the road. Now, before some of you say that cagers are going to do things that are completely unpredictable and impossible to prepare for, let me say this. While I do believe there are many motorcycle accidents where the driver of the vehicle, the car, was completely at fault and the motorcycle rider did everything right and still got hit, I think we as motorcycle riders have a lot more say in our safety than some people would like to admit. In any given year, between 30 and 42% of all motorcycle accidents are single vehicle, which means it's hard to blame other people when literally nobody else was involved. And of the accidents that did involve multiple vehicles, the speed of the motorcycle was reported as a factor in 1/3 of those accidents. So yes, while drivers do need to do a better job of looking out for motorcycles and just being more aware of their surroundings in general, those stats tell me that we as motorcycle riders have a lot of room for improvement ourselves. And that improvement comes by using our brain when we ride. So what does using our brain mean? It means assuming that every other vehicle on the road is trying to kill you and having a plan for it. It sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. When we see vehicles and intersections and things going on around us, we need to evaluate those and think to ourselves, what's the worst possible thing that each of these jackasses could do, and then expect it to happen and have a plan for it if it does. Can't rely so much on other vehicles to keep us safe out there on the road. I mean, these people in their land yachts have a lot going on. They're trying to operate their 2,000 plus vehicle all while driving, texting, scrolling TikTok, ignoring their kids in the back seat, all while trying to race home and catch the latest episode of Love Island. That leaves very little mental capacity for them to focus on not killing the people outside of their immediate bubble. We need to expect the worst from other drivers and then have a plan if it does happen. Whether that's speeding up, slowing down, braking, swerving, or a combination of all those things, we should constantly be scanning and evaluating everything around us and creating a plan of action in our heads as we go. And there's a lot of other things we can do on our end to mitigate risk as well. We can avoid traffic when it's possible. We can maintain good lane position to make sure we're as visible as possible and constantly put ourselves in the most safe part on the road. We can maintain a good following distance and maintain a good stopping distance when we come to stops at different intersections. We cannot go blasting through intersections just because the light's green or just because we have the right-of-way. Right-of-way means nothing. It just means that if a vehicle hits you and they're found at fault of the accident, they might get in trouble. Just because you have the right-of-way doesn't mean you're not going to get hit. There are a lot of dead riders out there that had the right-of-way. So give intersections an extra scan or two before you proceed. Don't just blindly trust green lights. Don't trust stop signs that other vehicles have. Just expect other people to do the stupidest possible thing in that moment. And then when it happens, you're prepared for it. And leave your ego at home, because ego is a terrible riding companion. In fact, I'll say that most riding companions are not great companions. Riding solo is where it's at, in my opinion. Now, none of that's to say we can't have fun while we ride, because it is supposed to be fun. I mean, that is the reason why the majority of us got into riding in the first place anyway. I just think we need to not rely on other people so much for our own safety. And I'm also not saying you can't just have fun and do some spirited riding every now and again. Just keep in mind there's a time and place for everything. And doing squirrely stuff around other vehicles probably isn't the greatest idea. So anyway, that's all I've really got to say today. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, or what you would add to anything I said. And if you found that video helpful or you liked it, if you could hit the like button or the subscribe button, that would be awesome. Sup boys, sport bike riders. But until next time guys, peace out.